my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in then break you out. In the end we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the show. Part 2 we don't need no pause. We gon' get tipsy, don't need a power shot.
No politics.
Welcome everybody to the 7th episode of Girls Are Dumb.
Lucky number 7.
And guys are jerks. So, I'd like to introduce everybody to Amy.
Hello.
Amy was a vital part of my life, kind of when I started growing up a little bit, I guess. Still doing crazy, dumb things because I was younger, because it was right after the time of the last podcast, or through the time of the last podcast, but I learned a lot through that time, and but still, I'm sure there's going to be so many crazy stories here again today because I am still me, and I will always be me. So,
Fortunately.
Amy, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do, who you are, and we'll go from there.
I'm Amy. I can't read that far.
Okay, good.
I've got readers now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're getting old.
Mm.
I've known Sam since I was 17 years old. Worked at Peter Piper together. I'm a nurse practitioner. I too have grown up now. I have one child and 2 awesome dogs. That's it.
What type of dogs?
One is a mutt. She's a Chiweenie. She's a Chorky, Chihuahua Yorkie mix.
Oh, okay.
And then I got a little French bulldog, Boris, with mad jowls.
How come Boris has a name on the podcast and Chiweenie not even really a Chiweenie?
She's a Chorky.
Right.
Yeah. Her name is Persephone, but is Bobo. It's just a fat little stocky guy. I just love him. I wanted to bring him, but Sam hates dogs.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Or is it because I have 2 of my own that'll be yelping the whole time?
No, he says he hates them.
Oh, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I think do you eat them? Or
I can go so many places right there. I am not gonna go. So we're gonna go on to story time. Story time.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Are you ready?
I'm really scared because I know you and I know you're going to pull some crazy shit out the cerebral vault.
Here it is.
Oh, can I cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Fuck yeah.
Have we ever kissed?
Yes. And he says no, which is a bold-faced lie. We totally kissed. It was in the apartment off of Tatum.
Okay, I know what apartment you're talking about.
Yeah.
Off Union Hills and Tatum.
Yeah, you were working for like waste management or something like that.
Okay.
Wow, look at me pulling back from the wrinkly parts
that,
of my
That
brain.
is something that most people will not know.
I know. I'll be in a cup. I'll prove that I'm clean. But it was like a truth or dare thing, I think, that we kissed. Because
Like
how would I know?
Kissed?
Oh yeah. How would I know that you're a good kisser if we've never kissed? And you're welcome.
Well, that's what I don't know. And the reason this all came up is because another time we were with friends and that was asked by some other people. And
I kissed a girl.
She said yes. And I'm like, wait, no,
and
we haven't.
It was in front of my husband at the time.
That is true.
We were out by the pool.
Mm-hmm. In your backyard.
Yeah.
With like
Adrian, Max.
Oh wow! Look at you,
Rachel. She was dating some schmuck.
Not at that time. She wasn't.
Oh, that's right, because we wanted to hook you guys up.
You guys wanted to hook us up.
And then
I said it would never work.
Yeah, she was too young for you.
Not only that, I mean, if you
guys would have really cute babies.
If you listen to any of the other podcasts, that didn't matter.
What didn't matter?
Age.
Oh.
You know the story about me kissing the 2 girls, right? 2 sisters.
Why do I not know this?
The 2 sisters.
Did you kiss my sister Becky?
No.
Okay.
Well, if I'm saying I hadn't kissed you, then it couldn't be you and Becky.
Yeah, that's true.
But my pastor's daughters.
You church hop so much. I don't know what church you go to or who's your pastor.
This was the one that I was with, the church that I was with for a long time back then.
Emmanuel?
Mm-hmm.
God, see, how do I remember this shit? Dude, seriously, most of the day I'm like, I work with geriatrics, so I ask them a lot of questions about their memory and things like that, and I'm just like, shit, is it Sunday? I don't know what day it is. I'm like, Ruth, we got to work through this.
So I am still sitting here and saying, we've never kissed.
You're calling me a liar? On
Out
national
loud.
television?
Television? Yeah. So,
you really don't. Wow, that makes me feel good.
well, the only reason is because it never happened.
That is erroneous on so many accounts.
Well, I mean, she is right on one thing. I am a good kisser.
Jesus Christ. Those big fat lips.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had complaints. Thanks to the
face.
lips. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm an average guy. I'm not the. Do you know? Last week I had the inspiration for the book, do the podcast. Tim Essick.
That sounds familiar.
He was my roommate back then. At that, was that okay? I was rooming with Tim Essick. Then I moved across the way with the two brothers.
And Robbie. Robbie slept on the couch.
Robbie was on the podcast too last week.
Robbie was?
Mm-hmm.
How is he?
Good.
Nice.
Good.
I like him.
Like
that's my sister's ex-husband.
It's true. And I when I first started, I'm like, I want to introduce Robbie, and I'm like, is it still Robbie, or have you grown up and now you go by Robert or something?
Or he goes by Rob sometimes.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
He's never gonna grow up. His teeth still awesome.
Wow.
Robbie, I love you.
Wow. Robbie is Robbie. He will always be Robbie. Wow.
It's a little bit. It's a little out there.
When a guy like Robbie,
Hold on. Pause.
His friend.
I need to reapply my lip gloss. Do you want some?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
You're Robbie's friend because of who Robbie is. You'd make decisions.
Right. I was pissed when they got engaged.
Yeah.
Because I was like, dude, Becky, date your own friend. Like, get away from my friend group. Like, she's like, oh my God, I really love him. And Robbie, I love you, but you know your looks aren't what's going for you.
Wow.
And I'm just like, what a goofy son of a... And she's like, oh my God, I'm in love. I'm like, ugh. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Okay.
So
next question?
I mean...
Or are we still on?
Don't worry. I mean, I haven't checked how many viewers we had from last week. This is on Spotify and YouTube, so if you're watching it on either one. But, so I haven't checked where I'm at but after 2 days, it was already 12 views, which...
Nice.
That was probably the best 2 days starting on this podcast.
Stick with me, kid. You'll get more.
Is it you? But you weren't on last week.
I didn't know about this.
See?
Way to withhold things from your friends.
Well, when Tim reached out to me because I feel
like I should know him.
I put it on Facebook.
I'm not friends with you on Facebook.
If you watched your podcast, yeah, you are.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
Sure, I'm sure. I don't know. My manager manages all that.
Oh, wow. Cool.
My 17-year-old manager.
Yeah, I mean, next I would like to, and I haven't even asked him, get Fernando.
Oh, yeah.
On the podcast.
You guys would have so many.
We would have so many stories.
An end time.
Well, even when last week I had to, when we finished, he's all, we haven't gotten into the other apartment that we lived in. And we're like, yeah, there's a lot of stories. But, yeah, so I wanted to get out the first story of how we kissed. And I guess I thought maybe
something would
time. I mean, it's been a long time since we had that conversation.
Oh, no, I don't remember what you were wearing. But I remember where your bed was, where your bedroom in the apartment was. I'm still on this Tim Essex thing or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know him.
You do know him.
I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I trust you.
When remember I lived right behind Peter Piper?
Uh-huh.
That apartment, he was my roommate.
Well, and all your friends came into Peter Piper
all the time
for tokens and free pizza.
Well,
remember the group of kids?
Yes.
Can you say I don't think you can.
Last week I called. Remember, I lived with the brothers. I called. I said, "Yeah, I lived with Dago."
Oh, I remember him now. And then he used to work at the bowling alley.
Yes,
yes. I had a huge crush on him.
Oh, who didn't? That goes exactly with the theme of last.
Yeah, I had a huge crush on him.
Who didn't? Everybody.
And you were like, "You're not allowed to date anybody. None of my friends."
Well, I'm one thing about me. I'm always going to be me. I'll be outspoken. I'll tell you what I feel.
You're unapologetically yourself.
Yeah.
And as you should be.
I'm authentically
Did you know that
me.
was my practice name? Unapologetically me?
No.
It's pretty badass. The day that it was open.
The day. So,
literally, I had it for a day.
Now, there's I'm going to go into a story that you didn't. Usually, you're not involved, but you're gonna throw up some information that.
Throw up? I just snotted on myself.
This is a story time. Are you?
I am.
Okay. Last time you said you were getting back together with.
Yeah, we broke up like 5, 6, 7 times.
Okay. Yeah.
He's the reason why Carter's not talking to me.
Oh, geez.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this is a story about when I went to the Suns game, and I had the closest tickets I've ever had, the best tickets I ever had, and that was right behind the Suns bench, about 6 rows back, ish.
Okay.
So anyway, this was back then,
like
late 90s. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're watching the game. We're going there. Me and actually it was given to me. I was asked to watch this. I worked after school care,
mm-hmm.
and I was asked, "Hey, can you hang out with my son? We'll pay you if you." And I'm like, "Sure."
That was Sam's mom that said that to me. If I would hang out, she would pay me.
Well, did my mom give you awesome Suns tickets? Because they said, "Yeah, here's some money. Go to the Suns game. Take him to the game, and it's on us. Here's tickets. There you go." Yeah, it was sweet. So I'm sitting there. It's me and him. We're sitting there watching the game. No, the kid. I don't remember his name. The kid. And anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, the whole bench was there. So I'm sitting there. Cedric Sabalos.
Ghetto!
And I'm like, Ced! Didn't pay me no mind. Did I stop?
Nope.
No, I didn't for at least 7 minutes straight. Yeah. I am unapologetically me.
I feel like you would have done the same exact thing. Remember when we had season tickets to the Diamondbacks?
Yes,
yes, by the pool, you would
I
totally yell at the third baseman.
So he turned around, finally after like 5 minutes, just kind of like looked back, just slowly looked back. As soon as he saw who was me, I'm like, Ced! He looked at me, I'm like, that was it. It was amazing and awesome.
Nice.
That's all. I didn't say a word. I just waved at him, and he turned back around like,
"Oh, where's his helmet?" He's touched.
That is. So we'll get into more, but give me a crazy story that we have been through.
I don't know. I just remember always poking at each other, when we worked at Peter Piper, you had to have your cash tray bank faced.
Yeah.
Everything had to be bank faced, and then
I was
minimal coins, so you didn't have to sit there and count all this and blah blah blah.
I was brought up to respect your money, and if you just have it everywhere bunched up, not facing the same way, you're not respecting your money, and you don't know where it is, what you have, and so that's why that was a thing for me.
Well, it's not a thing for me. It is now. You instilled that into me now. But I would purposefully take all the drawers and make all the bills go the one way, and I'd open up rolls of pennies. So you'd have 74 pennies, and you're like, if we had 50, why did somebody open up this? So I used to do that shit to you all the time.
Yes. I met you because you were seeing
Wyatt. Yeah, Wyatt Earp.
Wyatt Orr.
Yeah. I always call him Wyatt Earp.
Yep.
Yeah, he's all grown up now, in Flag or something.
Yeah, I'm also friends with him on Facebook, and he.
Yeah. I don't know why I dated him. I think it was just because, he's older.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
He wasn't what I would have thought you or that you ever dated after either.
Yeah, no. And this coming from a divorce 2.5-ish times.
So anyway,
I don't think I've known what my type is.
The first time I met you, you came in and you were meeting up with Wyatt, but you had this long dress,
I had skirt,
and it was
the
pleat,
slits up to the thighs.
and
both thighs.
And we're like, everyone was like, Wyatt, you're with her? Are you sure? Yeah.
Yep, I remember that. I remember that skirt.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
I might still have it. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
But yeah,
I'm a respectable lady now.
So no real stories. What crazy stories? Do you remember when you asked me to be more respectful to women?
At Danny's wedding?
No.
We got in a big fight.
No. Well, I don't know what that was about. But the time was, like I said, I'm me all the time. We were hanging out. We hung out all the time, and I'd be like, ooh, hey, look at her. And because we were really, really good friends.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh my God, go hit that.
And
hit that.
But then she came to me and said, that's disrespectful that you point out all these girls and things. And I'm like,
oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. And I'm like, what do you think I'm thinking? I'm not like, hey, I want to have her in my bed tomorrow, watch me go to work. Nothing. It was just,
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Were you really hurt? It obviously made an impact on you?
The impact was more of, because we had to talk about it, and you said, I can't believe you think of girls like that. I'm like, think of girls like what? And how you were thinking I was thinking of them more than she looks beautiful. And that's all I was saying. Mm-hmm. And you were like, that's kind of rude. I'm like, what am I doing rude? I didn't understand. So that was the...
Oh. You do a lot of things rudely.
But I get away with that.
I know, but with that being unapologetically yourself, it goes like hand in hand. You're gonna ruffle feathers. Sure. You're gonna hurt somebody's feelings. Yeah. Somebody's not gonna get the joke, and those people can go pound sand.
I could care less.
Exactly. Like, you get us or you don't get us.
Yeah. And I've had so many people tell me, come back and say, I pegged you wrong. Sorry, man. I thought you were someone totally different, because once you get to know me,
you're a likable guy.
Yeah, I'm upfront. I'm honest.
You're like herpes. You never go away.
Hemorrhoids?
Hemorrhoids don't go away either. They may subside for a while.
For a long while?
But you're always going to...
Well, luckily I don't have either. So
Nurse practitioner Amy on the clock. Let's talk about buttholes.
Oh.
Trust me, I do geriatrics. We talk about them all the time.
Ew.
We do. And
I bet you do.
And their difficulty with erections. I love asking that question. They're like, erections? I haven't had one of those since 1974. And I'm like, okay, Stan, how happy is your wife?
Let's talk about the book for a little bit.
Yes, I want to hear all about this.
Well, what I want to do is kind of somewhat interview you, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought that's what we're doing.
Well, no, I mean, interview you like when I was writing the book.
Is this OnlyFans? Going on OnlyFans?
Yeah, okay.
I did wear flip-flops.
Let me go back. let me go back. And before, let's tell story time. Back to story time. You know what? I almost did, and I still might. I don't know.
Give me $1 million.
Started an OnlyFans. Wait, you laughing now? Wait till you're done. Wait till I'm done.
What's it gonna be?
Only my left foot.
Is that the turkey foot?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
What do you think?
I think you totally should. There are so many freaks out there.
I know.
There's got to be one person out there who's like, 4 little piggies. Oh, I'm good. Stop right there.
3.5.
3.5. You don't even have 4?
This one.
Let me see.
No, it's This one is like, it stopped growing, so it's just that big. I have long toes, so and it doesn't touch the ground. But yeah, so I only have 4 toes. And
I'll tell a story.
Okay,
of how you got that.
Well, do you know the story how I got that?
I know what you told me,
Okay.
and I believed for years.
It might be wrong. But yeah, so what do you think? Should I do it? Wouldn't it be amazing just to see what comes from it?
If you can make so much passive income doing
that would be amazing.
Oh my God, I'm going to do an OnlyFans.
Of what?
Just this one surgical incision
there
right
you
here.
Go.
You're like, is that an appy? Ooh.
So I've considered, someone said something about feet and it's a fetish and craziest things and I'm like, ooh, I should do it.
I got a lucky fin.
I considered it. But
is there a monthly fee?
I don't know.
It would be worth it. I don't care how much it is.
I don't know.
If you want me to chip in.
I don't know what entails. I don't know anything.
I don't either. I'll research it.
All I know it's a subscription and people pay to look at my foot.
Per view. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, they pay per view.
So I'll have to do things with my feet and pick up things with my toes.
No, so maybe that'd be kind of interesting. I'd pay to see in a non-sexual way. No, but just have one of your kids McDonald's toy, if you have any of them around because they're older now, or a little gnome or the trolls or whatever, and just position them next to your foot and change who is visiting the
it'll be a whole thing. I mean, if it works, I'll be like, psh.
How hilarious would that be?
Wouldn't it be?
If you're so how'd you make your meal? My lucky foot.
OnlyFans? You put other, nope, me. What?
Oh, you have to.
My toe.
You have to now.
I know. I feel like.
What does Teresa say?
I don't think I've even told her. It was just someone. This is how far it's gotten. Someone said we were talking, and someone is into OnlyFans. It's a weird page, and they didn't know what the OnlyFans was. They didn't know what the name was. So they're like, I forget what it's called, but you should know. Everybody should know this and that. And when we found out it was OnlyFans, and she was talking about feet, I'm like, I should totally do an OnlyFans with my foot, just the one foot. So
get a pedicure and put polish on 1 week, or put a toe ring on 1 week.
Maybe I'll videotape the pedicure, just the foot itself, and then put that on, and people will watch me.
Or if you're in a recliner watching football, just have your foot up there with the game in the background.
So many things to do.
Can I help manage that page?
Isn't that going to be awesome?
Seriously, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You put it out in the universe, it's going to happen now.
So it went from there to, I totally want to do that. Oh, let me do some research. And this is the second time I've ever talked about it or thought about it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll totally. I have no life. I will hook you up.
So, nice. I mean, things are somewhat, if it wasn't for me writing this book, it would be, I have 2 clients right now. So it's not like I have to manage a bunch of different things. Yeah. One of them listing, so it's less interaction throughout. Yeah. So.
Which, by the way, I'm really proud of you for getting your real estate license.
Well, thank you.
Seriously, because you were always a goof off.
What is he gonna do? But I was your manager.
We were both assistant managers.
Or
no, I was the shift manager. That's what they called it. I was sleeping with the boss. I got to do whatever.
Were you? Did you come work when you were still with him?
Yes, and then we broke up right after.
How long were you?
You know why? Because he wears bikini briefs. I'll put that out there.
Is he really?
Yeah. Shiny bikini briefs.
Wow.
And I even said, you wear those on purpose? Is it laundry day?
Did you ask him how and why or anything?
Yeah.
And what was his answer?
Well, they're comfortable. I'm like, you're wearing women's underwear.
Basically.
Do you wear bikini briefs?
No, the only closest I did that was to bed I used to wear Victoria's Secret silk boxers.
Oh, boxers though.
Oh yeah, they were men's, but
yeah.
Bought them at Victoria's Secret. This is before Abercrombie Finch was a thing.
Oh.
Finch. What's something?
Fitch.
Whatever.
No N.
That too.
We don't believe in N's.
Yeah. So I went through a time where I was all about structure.
Oh yeah.
Clothes and.
I remember that.
Yeah.
But which cracks me up because your room was like a fucking A-bomb went off in there. I'm like, why buy nice clothes if they're going to end up on your floor?
Well,
with 8 of your roommates. How many guys? What is the most number of roommates that you had at one time?
Including someone sleeping on the couch?
Yeah, I want to say it was 6.
Well, actual roommates or like, you can sleep on the couch for 2 weeks. It's fine.
Oh, that sounds shady.
No. Like, Robbie slept on the couch for a while.
I believe it.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? People be like,
hey, reserve it for next week.
You're back from school early and you can't live on campus till then. Yeah, dude, just stay here.
Yeah.
Not really a roommate, but.
Who was the other guy I was like in love with? I don't think you guys ever roomed together. Utterback? Jared Utterback. Yeah. Did you ever room with him?
Mm-hmm. He bought a house and I rented one of the rooms.
Oh.
With Jeremy Mahalo.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Squirrel.
No, you're good. I mean, I went on the squirrel as soon as I'm like, pause, we got to stop. OnlyFans, foot.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes, we're doing it. We are doing it.
Oh, you're jumping in
I'm
there?
your manager.
Oh, are you?
You don't have time to do I'm the creative one. I get the juices flowing.
What do you mean once you go back to work, you'll have time?
Today was my first day back to work.
Oh, you're back to work. You don't have time.
I make my own schedule.
Oh.
I'm a contract employee. I'm a baller.
So, by the way, I mentioned it earlier when you walked in. You look good.
Thank you.
You look good. It was from the last time I talked to you. They'll not only look good, I wasn't sure how you would do on a podcast, but you're more yourself again.
Yes.
So
I won't cry.
Okay.
I'm heavily medicated.
Yes. But the problem was you were probably it was medication.
I was in toxic situations.
But you were heavily medicated. I think they were trying to figure out what's best for you. And you were heavily medicated back then too. Just on the other end, it was like, how do you know? Well,
and then we got it all dialed in, and then I had the weight loss surgeries. And I don't metabolize things the same way that I did before. So then we had to go through the whole thing of, all right, decrease this one, do this one, do that. And I'm like, why was I born crazy?
A lot of people are. Some people.
A lot of girls are.
Okay, we're going on 10. We're not going to touch the book yet.
God damn it.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Depression.
Yes. Have it.
Now, I'm going to have a conversation with you and be completely honest with me. I'm not sure, I'm going into it right now, I'm not sure the way we're handling depression today is best.
No, it's not.
What I mean is, we are saying, deal with your feelings, talk to me about it, live in there, you got to know yourself, and just letting them just
sit in their feelings.
Sit in their feelings. And back in the day, when I was growing up, man up, let's go. Exactly. Come on. You got a feeling? You're going to feel this in a set, Yeah. So, I mean, it was just.
Now I feel like we've gone the whole other end of the spectrum and we're like, sit in your validate your feelings. Yes. You feel sad. Oh, why do you feel sad?
I think it's horrible.
Was it because in 1942 you did,
I think it's horrible.
It's really bad.
So with that, I'm like, is it better to go back and say, screw this. I'll have an angry child that's going to be alive, but I'm not going to let her or them,
whatever their pronouns are.
No, I'm not about that.
We won't talk about that.
But I'm not going to allow anyone that reaches out to me to just live there. And no, man up. Let's go. Come on. You know what? That's insensitive. I'll be insensitive, but you'll be alive.
Right.
You're not going to feel like killing yourself. You're not going to attempt to kill yourself. All these emotions that we're allowing them just sit in is horrible.
And they can't unpack them, especially little kids. Like
I was told when I first said this to someone that was dealing with it, saying, it doesn't work that way. And then I'm like,
it doesn't.
It doesn't work that way. I'm not saying
100%. But 50% of it is a mindset where you have to shit or get off the pot. I mean, I had a horrible childhood and nobody helped me process my feelings and doing all this stuff. But at the same point, there are people with chemical imbalances that need a little help.
Yep.
And I think if you are a prescriber and you're going to prescribe an antidepressant, you better damn well make sure that you prescribe counseling at the same time.
Right. Well, this same person that I was talking was, and they're like,
is it true?
You can't do that.
I'm just kidding.
So that same person, they're going through this, and I asked them, what's your end goal here?
Right.
What's your plan to no longer be in a weekly session? It doesn't work that way. Why doesn't it work that way when everything else in life works that way? You want to do this, you make a plan, you start doing things, you start growing in these areas till you can achieve that plan.
Right.
They
just get stuck.
No matter what it is, there's no thought. The therapists, I think they like the money and they don't want.
Well, there's that, but there's also insurance. Are you going to pay out of pocket for therapy, or are you going to, I waited 2.5 years for therapy if I went through my insurance. Mm-hmm. And finally I was just like, dude, I've got to do EMDR therapy for this PTSD, stat.
EMDR.
And EMDR,
it's that
eye movement, desensitization, EMDR, reprocessing.
Do they put you in this room and
no? So there's
lights and sound.
There's one where it's like a light beam. So you go to your traumatic memory and you watch this light, and the therapist will be like, so what is this bringing up for you? And I'll be like, my heart is just racing right now. And they're like, okay, so you've activated your fight or flight. So what they do is take a horrible memory and just desensitize you. It loses its power. So I have done EMDR on my stepdad, my biological dad, numerous siblings. Becky, you're one of them. Ex-husbands, and I couldn't even go in a room and I work in geriatrics, and all old people wear Old Spice. That smell of that cologne, I would instantly just go revert back to my 9-year-old self, and I was in the trauma.
Right.
So EMDR, the end goal is we've processed all your traumatic experiences. With cognitive behavioral therapy, just talk therapy, I do believe, and therapists are supposed to, start your session and go, what is the end goal here? Because you can't be in therapy for the rest of your life, which you can. It's just expensive.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't...
I probably will be.
No, the thing is, I don't understand it.
My foot's stuck. I'm too fat.
I don't understand, because I've never had depression.
Right. You're crazy the opposite way. You're just so freaking high energy, where when I be in a depressed mood and you're like, hey, what's up? A text or whatever, I'm like, oh, this guy. I was like, I just can't today. And I had an enabler for a spouse who all he wanted, it was me to sit on the couch and just eat and you just sit right there. I'll do everything. And it was horrible.
Right.
But Boris doesn't do that to me.
Boris.
Back to Boris. Shout out to Bobo.
Now, with me, I deal with stuff, but I hyper focus on it, and I can't do anything else, which is kind of weird because of who I am. Mm-hmm. I can't do anything else. My wife will talk to me, and I don't even hear her.
Right.
And I need to come with the solution. I have to come with the solution. Right. And I do come up with a solution, even if the solution is it's unsolvable.
Right.
If it's unsolvable, screw it, and I'm good.
Right.
But until I figure that out, I can't.
You have a goldfish memory. It resets itself every 5 days.
Hence that she's so proud of me for
That's why you don't remember kissing me, because I'm a bong kisser.
But I remember everything else. Why would I not remember that?
Because it was so awesome that you had to block it from your memory.
Because it was too awesome?
It was too awesome. Mind blown, and your body was just like, oh, abort!
Who do you think they believe?
Me. You're Mexican.
I am Mexican.
I'm not racist. This is just my humor.
So I was at my son's game. I'm Mexican. I've said it a lot in the past. I'm at my son's game.
And he only has 2 kids that he claims.
Oh, wow. And I play music, and at the beginning of it, before
What is
AC/DC
it?
Thunder.
Oh, okay.
Thunderstruck. Yeah. So, but they're the Thunder, so I play Thunderstruck, and I was playing it. The refs told me to turn it off, and I'm like, you can't even penalize us. The game hasn't started. What are you gonna? And so I didn't. I just turned it off, and then so at halftime, I asked people that were down there, why did they tell me to turn it off? Oh, he gave some, I don't know, and I'm like, whatever, dude. Tell him I'm Mexican.
That was loud. Sorry.
And then everybody around me started laughing.
I have a funny story.
You have a funny story.
Yeah, it brought it back up. Yes. You went to church with Drew and I at Valley View Bible.
Right.
And Drew's grandparent-in-laws or whatever, they own dairy farm, the cows and the farm, the dairy itself. And Grandpa Harry was coming down the aisle, like church hasn't started yet, and Sam goes, I'm going to ask him if I'm the only Mexican he knows that's not on his payroll. And I'm just like, fuck. Because you can't tell him no, then he wants to hanker down and do it even more. And I'm just like, you're going to give this old man a heart attack. So I'm standing there, and he goes, well, hello, sir. And he goes, I have to ask you a question. Grandpa Harry is like, yes, son. And you're like, am I the only Mexican that's not on your payroll? And he's like, and I'm like, don't mind him. I'm just like, oh, my God. And then Grandpa Harry turns to me, and he goes, I think he is. I was just like, oh my God, Sam, you're embarrassing.
To be honest, older people love me.
Oh my God, I love old people.
They love me.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm more like they used to be back in the day, but can't be anymore.
And what they wish this next generation would freaking relax.
I think they see that out of me, and they'll be like, oh, this guy's great, even though I'm...
Right. There's hope for humanity.
I'm the hope. I am the hope for humanity.
Oh God, that should be the name of your book. That should be the title of your OnlyFans page.
I am the hope. I would write it down, but it's going to be on here, so
okay.
That should be the name of it. I am the hope for humanity. Yes.
Totally. We got to do this more often. This is fun.
We haven't
hung out since my wedding.
We did have a falling out. We did have a falling out, and
we're not talking about that.
No, we're not going to talk about that. But can I talk about what got you so pissed? What I said?
No, let's keep this light and bubbly.
The part
you're not respecting my feelings, Sam.
the part where you've already mentioned that you only have 2.5 husbands.
Yeah. What about it?
Can I mention what I said there that got you pissed?
Sure.
Stop me if you want me to.
Okay. Stop.
Wow. So we were having a dispute over, let's call it a group text. Okay? And me and someone else were having a dispute. She jumped in and said, you sound like my ex-husband. Remember that?
No. Which one? Which ex-husband? Is that what you wanted to write?
No, I did write. I said, which one? Just because she pissed me off. I'm not taking this.
Yeah, that's ugly.
It was bad. It was bad. But then when you said which one, I'm like, that's what I said.
Oh.
But now we know there was only 2.5.
2.5 men.
We should write a movie about that. OnlyFans. So, anyway.
Should all my divorce decrees? Lay them all out there with my hand with no wedding ring on. I still have a freaking indention from that.
My wife swears she lost her wedding ring at your wedding.
Are you serious? Which wedding?
The backyard.
She just wanted to upgrade. I got you, girl.
She hasn't got it yet, but yeah.
Not even like a CZ. Like, hey, I don't want guys talking to you.
I trust her.
It's not her that you have to worry about. It's guys whipping their D's out.
D's nuts. We're with the kids, and I hope she can trust me too. I mean, I wear this, but for a long time I didn't. My wedding ring broke because I thought it was the coolest thing. She still has it. When someone would want a beer, and I'm like, oh, I can't open it. And I'm like, oh, here, I got it. And here you go. And they're like, oh, that's so cool. And I felt so amazing. Yeah, I know that I have that. But it was...
You can't do it on your stomach?
No.
Shut up. It's the coolest.
No.
You just take a bottle and you push it and you flex your stomach out and you turn.
No. This is one that you can't turn. This is one that you need a can opener, bottle opener to do it.
You just use your teeth.
But I had white
Robbie
gold.
Does. Robbie, I love you.
Wow. So I just grabbed it, but I had white gold, and after years of doing it just blink, 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 and I'm like, oh crap.
You're like, how cool is that?
So now
She wasn't mad at you?
No. Why?
For being a jackass for opening beer bottles?
I mean, to be honest, she's not that mad. I mean, she has it with her.
You're still married.
She could.
She can't be that mad.
It's white gold, so just a little heat will put it back together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ain't no telling.
This is more comfortable.
Yeah. Is it silicone? Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Can't open bottles with it or anything, but also can't even tell it's on most of the time.
That's awesome.
When someone shakes my hand, left-handed, when hey,
like,
and they go, and I'm like, Heather, stop. Yeah. All right, let's ask some questions. I didn't even ask one.
You haven't asked what?
One of the questions.
All right, focus.
Now, this is what I did. This is how I mean, the book came from my past and everything, but I wanted to get into what people are thinking. Mm-hmm. Part 2 of the book,
do you really want to know?
If it goes well, is going to be about how things have changed, because this is how I think of things. This book is how I think of things. And now we're going to talk about social media, therapy, and medications and stuff that if I write another book, it'll be all about today's girls are dumb and guys are jerks.
Oh, I got you. So it's not going to be all included in one book.
Oh, we were going to do it, but there was too much information.
I was just going to say, if we haven't even gotten to question 1.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a talker.
And us together? Yeah.
So, in high school, how did you select? I know it was high school. How did you select the guy that you were dating?
He was tall. And he asked me out.
He asked you?
Yeah.
So he selected you?
Yeah.
You weren't like, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to select, and this is what I'm sticking to. That didn't work, I'm going to switch to this, or had any mindset of selecting?
No, we were together 3 years.
So
my high school sweetheart.
Oh.
Yeah. Tom Lowther. Shout out.
Do you ever talk to him?
We do occasionally on Facebook, but it's weird. Like, he will always be my first love.
I told my daughter had a bunch of pictures. Well, we were cleaning out the garage, and the box came up while we were cleaning out, just a bunch of the girls I dated. And she's like, "Can I have these?" Sure.
What for?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's gonna make me a blanket.
Aww.
With all my
cross stitch.
Last week, we were talking about a girl that broke up with me because Rachel, remember?
Oh, yes.
Because
yeah, you were like infatuated with her.
Because I had
Should
a bush
I say
beer.
That?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, unless you think it'll get me arrested, don't say that. But
well, you're Mexican.
Outside of that,
I'll just
I'm
shut
good
up now.
You're fine. But I had a bush beer, and
which is fake beer.
Well, it was.
Oh, it is. That's not the non-alcoholic.
No, it was a real beer.
Okay.
But I didn't drink, and I was never a huge drinker. But I had a bush beer. She didn't like it, and she broke up with me. And then Tim and Robbie are like, "Oh yeah, but she would." And I go, maybe she was the one, guys. Maybe she was the one.
Yeah, I remember you were really hung up on her.
Was I?
And I hated
Everyone
that you dated. And I gave
whether they were nice or
Teresa
not.
a run for her money, and now like she's perfect for you. But like I wouldn't date Sam, but that didn't mean other people could date him.
Everybody thought we were dating.
Is that still recording?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I don't have my cheaters on.
My son just got contacts because he's playing football, so he wanted contacts. That's where they're at right now. Getting. He went a week with contacts, and now he's over there.
And they're working well for him?
Well, he just had him a week. They worked well. He lost it one time. Freaked out.
Oh, do you think he lost it in his eye?
It was bugging my eye, so it popped out. So I went to go do it, and from here now I don't know where it's at. So he found it. Not torn.
These are my readers now, so I can read what you're...
Okay.
Check these out, though.
Oh, look at my regular glasses.
Do they do that? Oh, yeah, mine do.
Isn't that weird?
No.
The first, and then they like bend all
and they go
up
back
and down. Weird. I've only had the one that did this.
To fit your fat head.
Do I have a fat head?
You have a fat head.
I have small ears.
You do have a
small nose.
I think it's your head is swallowing your ears.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm happy because you know what never stops growing?
Your ears?
Your ears.
Your earlobes. I knew that.
That's why old men have really big ears.
It's not because they had him gauged like Dennis. Remember? Did he like wanted me to suture him?
He. What are you asking me? I'll answer it. I think.
What
about it? I know what you're talking about, but
yeah. But remember, he wanted to like be more professional, so he like took it out, and then he wanted me to like fold it all back in and then suture it like that would. And I was like, no, we've got to cut it or burn it and then make it form a scar. But
I'll tell you one thing. Dennis has grown up a lot.
I hope so. He was so immature. But I haven't seen him in 10, 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, he's still Dennis, but
I had a crush on him too.
Oh, everybody did.
He has great hair. Is he bald now?
Is that what's going on? No.
Is he bald now?
No.
Oh. I secretly wish he was bald.
Because he was so great and everybody wanted him?
He had like a great head of hair. And like the beard.
And you don't...
Beard for days.
He still has a beard.
Yeah.
You don't wish him well?
No, I do wish him well.
Just bald well?
I just want him to be bald.
well.
Like, where's the flaw other than you're a complete jackass and immature, but...
You know what?
We made out.
I mean, to be honest, you and Dennis?
Yeah.
Oh, was he a good kisser?
Yeah.
Was I a better kisser?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I know.
It's like torpedo tongue. Whoa! Back in your mouth.
But
I hope he's one of the 12 views.
On this one? I'll check when we're done. I'll check what the.
Do you edit at all?
A little bit, not much. I mean,
I'm glad I wore makeup today. My face broke out, so I had to like airbrush the shit out of my face.
Oh, me too.
And I almost wore a t-shirt that says, I came, I saw, I had anxiety, so I left. Which would have been hilarious for your mental health questions.
So.
All right. Next question.
Did you grow up in a broken family?
Oh, yeah.
How do you think that impacted your dating?
Oh, tremendously. I'm addicted to toxic relationship after toxic relationship after toxic relationship because I had daddy and mommy issues.
More daddy.
No, actually more mommy. I dealt with the daddy stuff because I could compartmentalize it and put it back in a wrinkly part in my brain and never think about it. But my mom fucked me over mentally.
Is your mom still alive?
Nope, she's dead.
You can't.
I have part of her in Carter's room.
You can't be excited about that. Okay.
She didn't leave anything to me and Becky in the will. She left it to the grandkids. So at least Carter, well, he's got a full ride, but he'll no academics.
Oh, good for him.
He's like third in his class.
Good for him.
Or no, I'm sorry. I was third in my class. He was sixth in his class. So he's like, I got to work harder. Mama's third. And I was like, babe, I'm freaking proud of you. Get a D. Like,
my daughter last year, I literally told her, babe, get a B, please.
Dude, this generation, like, they stress out so much. And I'm like, just relax. Go get the shredded tickets from Peter Piper and go TP houses with all these shredded tickets everywhere. Go do stupid shit. Go fork a house. Nobody forks or TP's houses anymore.
Forking wasn't huge when I went here, at least when I was.
I did it a lot.
Here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we did TP, but
like, I love driving down the road and someone got TP'd. I'm like, that's a good one. And now, like, you don't see it
when
at
I
all.
TP'd, I got the hose and I wet it down.
Oh, that's fucked up.
It was.
That's fucked up. I always took it to the just so fucked up and then just went a little shy.
No, not me.
No, but if you had gravel, I was putting shredded tickets in your yard. And that's bitch to get out.
Yeah, that's worse.
Well, no, you could do paint damage and stuff like that with...
Well, that's not TPing anymore. That's...
No,
illegal.
I didn't. No, that's what I'm saying about wetting it down. That was more damage.
But it wasn't illegal.
Yeah, it is.
No.
You're defacing property. It's vandalism.
The trees?
Yeah.
Nah.
And then we used to hang granny panties with like a smear of chocolate on the butt part. We would hang them like by their mailboxes and
that's
stuff
just
like
nasty.
That.
You thought it was hilarious, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I went to Savers and I'd buy all the granny panties, all the little satiny, like gross, parachute panties. What I'm wearing right now.
What Wyatt's wearing right now.
Huh? Oh God. Poor Wyatt.
What is the purpose of dating? Now I know.
I feel like I'm having a therapy session.
You're welcome. Just leave the money on the table.
You get to know each other and see if you're compatible or not. That's what the purpose of dating should be. What's Amy's purpose of dating?
Now.
To get that ring! Even though I can buy my own! Which is what my therapist is working on with me.
Which is why she hasn't released me yet.
Yeah. I have to go.
Can you imagine me in therapy?
I think the therapist would quit.
He's too honest. I can't do this.
No, because they would get at why are you at your core? Do you overly share everything? Do you feel like you're not good enough? Do you feel like
I come to a point where I'm completely comfortable. Like even when I was much thinner, but bigger than most, I was happy.
Yeah.
And I called myself the short, fat, bald Mexican, and with a smile. And I liked how many people, oh, you're not that. Okay.
You're not fat. Well, you're a liar.
I just
Thanks for showing me your character trait.
Like when they'd come, like, would you like any dessert? No, thanks, I'm fat. And they'd be like,
I got the babies.
They don't know what to say. They just like,
do you have diabetes? Really? Still fighting that one off, huh?
I don't do too many sweets.
It doesn't matter. It's starches and whether or not your pancreas is secreting enough insulin.
Oh, nope.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
Oh, our paid sponsorship.
At one point, I don't forget, like my third podcast.
There's so many.
We joked about the getting a sponsor, no one sponsoring us, and then I had a Clearly Canadian sitting there. Weird. And then my daughter was sitting here. She's usually part of it if she can be. I'm like, and at this time, we're going to take a short second to say that we are sponsored by Clearly Canadian. And my daughter's like, no, really? I'm like, no, not really.
You're for real?
No, nobody still watches us.
Can I do one thing? Look that way. You have a zit right here. I got to get it.
Ew.
Sorry.
What is it?
You had a white head.
And how come I didn't feel it?
Because it's like right where your glasses go. Oh, why you couldn't feel it, not see it.
Yeah. Didn't hurt at all.
I know. It's because I'm awesome.
It's gone?
Amy Bash, nurse practitioner.
That's part of the nurse practitioner right there?
Yeah.
Come here, buddy.
Come here.
What happens if there's a guy that comes in full of acne?
Then that has made my day.
You're like,
Dr. Pimple Popper, hello?
never seen it. Heard of it.
Oh my God.
I don't want to see it.
That gets my jollies off.
Ew.
I love popping shit. I'm a picker.
Ew.
I like picking.
All
Anyhow,
right. Next question.
I don't know why I'm single.
It's weird.
It's weird. I can get married, but I can't keep them.
Who is your?
Who are you looking at?
I kind of heard the door opening.
Oh. You're like.
Who was your best dated person? Who did you love like the best? Not
my
love.
high school sweetheart.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How did it break off?
I went to U of A and he went to ASU. He would drive down every Thursday and visit me.
So you were dating long distance for a while?
Yes. And it sucks because I was stupid. Because I was like, oh, I'm in college, no parents. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to drink and do drugs. I didn't do drugs. I did drugs. I cheated on him.
Ooh.
He found out about it, didn't break up with me. I broke up with him for not breaking up with me.
Yeah, stupid.
Does that make sense?
I'm not a drug guy. I secretly want to do shrooms, but
my therapist wants me to do shrooms with her.
With her?
Yeah, with her monitoring me.
Right. Oh,
because I have a hard time. I dissociate, which means like so. When you are ruminating on something, you were talking about like Teresa would talk to you, and you're just like you don't even hear it. Like you're dissociating.
Right.
You are out in another world. So like part of this conversation, I will dissociate, and then I'll be like, "What did I say, Sam?"
Well, you'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it 18 times just so we can get
really?
the most views.
Yeah. This is the best, guys. I don't
They're
know.
like, look at this is Hollywood stuff. OnlyFans, that's just your jumping point.
There's this guy on TikTok. He's a UFC fighter that I was just looking at earlier, and he was talking about going on Sean O'Malley's.
Mm-hmm.
You watch UFC?
Yeah.
Still, I knew you did in the past, but
yeah.
I
haven't in a long time, but they've been around.
He was talking about going on Sean O'Malley's and talking about flat Earth, and I said, I have a podcast that nobody watches, but you can come up and talk about flat Earth. I'm not a flat earther, but I do have some questions. That's all I say. What if he says, yeah, dude.
You better tell me when and where, and I want to be in the background with popcorn. I'm all zinger. That's a good one.
I mean, I want to
get inside their head that they are so convinced that the world is
I will tell
flat.
you this. Take the conversation of flat Earth apart. Not apart, but separate it.
Mm-hmm.
I do think we have believed way too much than we should have just because it's been told to us in the past. I'm not talking about flat Earth here. I'm just talking, you can put flat Earth back into that statement.
Right. But evolution and all
like
this.
The moon. I don't know if we've been to the moon.
You think we faked the moon landing?
I believe so.
Yeah?
Yeah. And where that comes from is not just because I'm not a guy like I heard it. I saw this thing and it was Nevada.
What do you think about this whole the aliens and the government finally fessing up that yes, there was?
Well, let me real quick talk about the moon real quick. The moon, they're talking about how far the moon is from the Earth, X 100,000 miles, whatever.
It's like 3 yards, give or take.
So they talk about that, and then they talk about and NASA itself. At least 4 different videos I saw of NASA themselves being interviewed and trying to get out of the outer whatever it's called. There's a inner whatever they can't. They're trying. NASA's actively trying to reach the outer whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. Oh. And they say we can't. We're trying to do that. No,
intergalactic.
No, but it's a space, but. That space is closer than the moon is actually. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
So anybody checking this out, go look up I forget what it's called. I wish I could remember it.
And make sure you email Sam at 3 a.m.
Email me. Sure. Email me. Fine.
No, repeated.
I as I'm a realtor, you know how many emails I get?
Oh God,
so many.
I hate email.
It is dumb.
I hate email.
It is ridiculous.
Patients are like, "Can't you just email that to me?" I'm like, "Well, you can go pound sand, Barbara."
Barbara, because she's
Babs.
old. Because she's old.
Because she's old. Ethel.
Myrtle.
I used to live on Myrtle. Fertile Myrtle.
So let's see. What could we Google that will say the outer
rings of outer space?
Reach outer.
Can airplanes reach outer space?
Well, well, anyway, it's like 60 something miles or 90 something miles, but the moon is a lot further miles. So look it up yourself, check it out. And I'm like, I don't believe. I could see how that could be easily faked. And how did they get the camera on the moon showing? Right?
I always thought that.
Oh, you know what? Joe Rogan had a podcast, and someone on there was saying something about all these nuclear blasts, and they show them. They have a bunch of videos of nuclear blasts. He's all, how is the film of the camera not moved? How is that not incinerated?
Well, he's also not a scientist.
Well, it wasn't Joe Rogan saying it. It was the guy he had on saying it. But like if you have metal things that can't be incinerated.
Well, that and technology today wasn't the technology they had back then.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where I can kind of see the moon landing is like, that makes me want to think twice.
And how come we haven't?
I have a strong opinion as to no? God damn it! It's blah, blah, blah. Like I could give two shits.
Yeah,
I really
not that I care, but I'm like
I care about grandmas and grandpas.
What I do care about is me just believing everything. And, and I'll throw in flat Earth on that. I'm not a flat earther, but I'll throw in flat Earth. I'm gonna want to research more about that, about any conspiracy theories that people say.
My ex was like such conspiracy theorists.
Really.
Like, everything. He's like, do you know? And I was like, do you know you're a jackass?
Well,
you just live life without having to question.
A buddy of mine was talking about a conspiracy theory, and it was about 5G. I'm sure you've heard some about 5G. Well, apparently the vaccines have some in it, and 5G activates it, and it goes in your body moving. I'm like... he's all, dude, that's how they're messing with us. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, where did you hear this information? Right. Was there a study done?
Is there
who did the study? Why? And he's all, if you just want to just believe whatever you want, you're fine. I'm like, I'm just trying to get to understand. I can't just believe whatever you say.
Right.
I have to. And I'm like, for instance, let's take away that you told me that. Now I'm going to come to you and say, it's the food. They're making fake food and they're putting it in there, and that's what's screwing with us. He's all, it's that too. And I'm like, no, I'm not saying that they're not. I'm just saying there's no study to tell me this is correct, which I'm not just going to flippantly say, this is all correct. I don't work that way. I have to understand enough, and that's why I'm saying I'm not a flat earther, but I have some questions.
Yeah. I just want to know their thought process.
Oh, he on that video I watched today, he's all, and I can prove it, and you won't be able to do it, and it's mathematics, and you'll, I don't know. All
right. Next question.
So, yeah. Anyway, you got a little boring there?
No, I just hate conspiracy theory shit. I don't care probably as much as I should care.
Yeah, that's true.
I care about science and medicine and making people better. And
well, I grew up. You weren't one that grew up and being like, maybe I'm the only human. All these guys are like robots or fake. And no. I grew up like that. Like, everyone else.
Like the Truman Show, not the Truman Show.
I loved that show. Yeah,
Harry
Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie.
He's like the main character.
I brought Jocelyn to, and she loved the movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, what's your favorite movie?
You're gonna laugh at me. The Notebook. Or Pitch Perfect. I don't know which one's worse.
And they don't get better. Yeah, I'm like, or Pitch Perfect doesn't help. Doesn't help.
Well, oh, I love Pitch Perfect, though.
Mine?
Yeah, what are yours?
It's one or the other. I can't pick. Opposite ends. I've said this on here before. Sorry for repeating it.
Okay.
Princess Bride?
Oh! I love that. As you wish.
Or Friday.
You got knocked the fuck out!
I can watch those over and over and not game. And
Half-Baked. That's up there.
That's good.
I like that.
Have you seen The Game?
Mm-mm.
Go. It's one that a lot of people haven't seen. They don't know about it, but it's about life is like really a game, and they're.
Oh wait, I think I have seen that. That sounds familiar.
With Sean.
That or Shutter Island. That's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
Have you ever see that one?
Yeah.
I was like,
well, the game. There's a reason maybe it was so impactful because I hated the first half of it. I'm like, this is so dumb,
you did,
so boring. And then when it came together, I'm like, oh, that was in the first half. Good thing I didn't walk out. Now I understand that. Ooh, and oh my goodness. And yeah,
okay.
So I did not like the first half. Why don't you just not write it down and watch the podcast?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna watch it 17 times.
17 times.
It keeps going up higher each time.
What was it the first time?
I'm glad I have my mom hair. I'm growing out my mohawk. You didn't even say anything, asshole.
I know. I just don't talk much. So
okay, Pinocchio.
Last question.
Last one? Really?
Well, on this.
Okay.
Then we're just going to talk about shenanigans.
Okay, cool.
What do you think of dating apps? Is it helpful? Is it hurtful? Is it?
I think it's hurtful.
Is there anything?
There's so much I don't know which is better.
Is there anything
swipe
good about
left
it?
or swipe right?
Left, I think, is good.
Left is good.
I think you matched with a left. I don't know because
I don't.
But don't you always hear swipe left? I don't know.
I can. It's
I don't
a 50-50 chance, man.
I'm gonna stick with left.
Okay. I think it's hurting things.
Is there any positive to it at all?
No, everybody's so fake. You have to have 6 months of unraveling all the lies that this person has tried to put on this facade. So I don't shit except on Sunday mornings and all this stuff, and I don't ever get acne, and I'm sitting here poking acne off your face. I think dating sites have ruined. I mean, Tinder, that's just disgusting. People are like, "Hey, I'm in Phoenix. I've got a penis. Come call me."
Yeah. I don't know, and I would be so boring. My thing would be
my second husband was from eHarmony.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Look where that fucking took me. At least I got through grad school. Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick. You talked to him at all?
Oh, no. He's... I told attorneys if he ever contacts me. He drowned our dog. After I moved out. And then he goes, just want to call and let you know that Hercules is in a better place now. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's just like...
Verified drowned your dog?
In the jacuzzi. He told me. He felt his last breath bubble up and called to tell me. And I married that guy. The sex was great.
But he had money.
He looked like he had money.
Oh.
I have more money right now than he did when we were dating. He just fucking had a Porsche. I had a
nice house.
Yeah. He had to keep up this appearance that I'm a CEO. I have he was so entitled. But that D always gets me in trouble. That's why this last ex-boyfriend.
Well, a lot of these things we haven't talked about because I think maybe it's not because I will tell you honestly.
It wasn't really around when you were single, was it?
No. I'm talking about we were close, and this is something that we would talk about but we refrain from talking about this because I'll be honest. I'll be like, hey, why is this? Why is it? And then I'll get down, and you'll be like, I don't want to hear that. We have great sex.
Which is a huge part in a marriage.
Yeah.
but it can't be the only part.
Right. I just feel...
Drew sucked.
Huh?
And Matt.
I just feel like I know you well enough to completely say, doesn't make sense to me.
What?
The guy that you're with.
Oh,
you shouldn't
yeah.
be. And
and that's your job as a best friend to say, hey,
but you wouldn't allow me to.
Why? I wouldn't allow you to? When? Which marriage?
Well,
oh my God.
You would be so involved in growing that relationship that I wouldn't be a part of it.
I was a shitty friend for so many years. I'm just now climbing out from the shittiness. And I'm adult enough, I'll be honest, like
was I a shitty friend?
Sometimes. Do you want to know your least shittiest moment?
My least shittiest?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like your greatest moment?
Yeah.
When I was working at Charleston's and you came in the back kitchen and you're like, hi. And I'm like, what are you doing back here? And you're like, you weren't returning any of my phone calls. Hi. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of a shift. Like, I think I was filling sodas at the time. And I'm like, we're in Scottsdale? Like, get the fuck over there? Like,
I don't care.
But, like, I wish that I had more of those Sam moments peppered in my life, especially, like, with this last divorce, and the pandemic fucked me over. And I could have really used you then. So
you felt like I wasn't
a good
there
friend.
For you? Is that what you're...
You came to see me in the hospital once, right?
Twice.
2 separate occasions?
Yeah.
Like 2 different inpatients?
What do you mean?
2 different hospitalizations?
No.
Same hospitalization. Okay. Yeah. Because I was in the hospital.
And I could tell the guy that was there, not good.
See, I wish you would have said something.
I
would have never gone on disability if it weren't for him.
I wasn't really part of your life to be able to put that input yet. Like, and you were dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like it was time for me to in there say this information. And then
But I think that's what I would have cherished that though.
Well, I couldn't know. I don't know where...
If you went to a therapist, you would know. If you were on Prozac, you would know.
If I was messed up, I would know. If you sit in
your feelings, you would know.
I try not to. I mean, and luckily it doesn't...
you just eat your feelings.
You think I eat my feelings?
I think you do. And
why?
Andrew, it doesn't help that your wife is an amazing cook.
Yeah.
So let's blame her.
I do blame her a lot. I mean, not really.
She's your enabler?
Not really, but...
You're a grown-ass man.
But it's fun to say, okay, guys, when I got married, I did not look like this. I was always a big guy, but not like this. My wife makes me like this. She's trying to keep me.
She feeds me.
Yes.
We watched My 600-Pound Life together.
So, but it's not true. I'm a grown-ass man. I know that. And when it starts bugging me, when I struggle to tie my shoe or something like that, I'm like, screw that. I get mad at myself.
And when you haven't seen your painter?
But before that...
Did you see your painter?
Yeah.
Okay. You're like,
But push! But before that, I don't care at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes from...
It's that fuck it bucket is just right there, and you just
jump
it all in.
What might not be comfortable or might not be a good thing to do. Hey, this is me. You like me or you don't. This is me. And
well, I just don't think that our OnlyFans page is going to gain much traction if you lose that foot, the lucky foot from your diabetes.
It will hurt.
It's going to hurt it. You won't feel it because you'll have peripheral neuropathy.
Maybe we'll save the foot, and it'll be next step.
No,
OnlyFans.
people have like plastic surgery after plastic surgery to like more. You just put like extra arteries and extra veins to make sure the blood flow goes.
Going back to the nonsense.
Like, this is our foot.
I can totally make like clay toes and install them.
And then like lift your foot up or something.
An extender for my other toe. You know, there's so many things we could do.
I'm gonna start.
My friend.
In between patients, I'm gonna be like, "Oh, where's my idea pad? Where's my idea pad?"
My friend Tom has his Tom. You know Tom.
The cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has half a pinky.
He does.
Yeah. So we're at the casino. Well, this is when I was learning. I learned how to play poker at the casino. So he's watching. I'm in his hand, and I hit, and I'm like, I stand up, and he's all in. I said, "Call." Flat, turned it up, and he's all, yeah! And I'm like, dude, give me 4.5. And he's all, it was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got through a lot of shenanigans. I mean, we've been over an hour already.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
I gotta pee again.
Kind of went quick.
It did.
But,
we need to hang out more.
Yeah, we should. I agree.
I want episode 11.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, just the 7s of every.
Tim, I think I started this, but I never completed. I do that a lot.
Squirrel.
Tim said when he put everything on, when I put promoting the thing on social media, he goes, "So now you're a podcaster?" I'm like, not really. I mean, I'm podcasting to promote the book.
Yeah.
I'm not a podcaster.
Oh, I love podcasts.
You do podcasts?
I do. I work out to them. Or like, because I live in Peoria, so like tomorrow I'm doing not telemedicine, I'm doing in-home visits and all the way out in aging.
No. I listen to podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not, like, this is, I wouldn't say uncomfortable for me.
Oh, no, this is very comfortable.
But
I feel very comfortable.
I wouldn't be a podcaster.
Oh.
I'm not.
Have you heard Two Bears, One Cave?
Yeah.
Oh, their shit's hilarious. Tom Segura and...
But you know what I like better?
Bert Kreischer.
What's his name? The other comedian. Mustache. Like Andrew Schultz.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Flagrant. That's his podcast?
Oh, I haven't listened to it. It's good?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
You'll like it, I think, because it comes from, he's like a...
He's a cerebral kind of guy?
He's like a super history buff.
Oh,
but he acts like he's not. But his comedy, like... In his stand-up comedy, he'll be out there talking, okay, where are you? I'm Arab. You go, what part? Let me guess. Are you rich or this and that? And he'll just break it down, and he'll make fun of, he knows, like, things. Yeah.
There's guys out there that you're just like, how do you know so much about so many different things?
Yeah.
Yet, this is what you're doing with your life?
But he's amazing, because he has that mind.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why his podcast sometimes...
Or like stoners, some will blow me away.
Really?
They'll be so baked, and they're like, yeah, I remember this over there, like all that. And I'm like, what the fuck? I smoke weed, I'm just like, so tired.
Well, I never liked it. Did you ever know me to smoke weed?
Yes.
Because back then, I did it, 9 times my whole life.
Yeah.
I didn't do it regularly.
You counted 9 times?
I only had 9 toes. So I can only count
my
so
weed
far.
days are over.
I'm like, I'm done.
That's how we lost that toe. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, you never said how you heard
the Arcadia door, your sister slammed the door.
No, that's a big lie.
And I know.
No.
I believed that for years. And Drew was like, that's not... how that happened.
No,
right?
not at all.
I was like, Sam would never lie to me.
Yeah, but I would joke with you, and that was a joke. And
Were you born that way?
Well, there was a bone.
I was born.
There was a bone sticking out of my toe when I was born, and it was growing.
It was your twin.
So they cut it off. My twin.
You ate your twin. I miss Kyle Dwyer. What is he up to?
I don't know, but I think it'd be great to have him on the podcast.
I want to be on with.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
Please.
The only problem, this messes up when I do that. These work so well, but now I have to put it here, you put it there in the middle, and we try it just...
Oh, I'm loud.
But they can't do 3. They don't have 3. I couldn't buy a third.
Oh.
So...
Stupid.
Anyway, but So they cut off the bone, and it was not done growing. So we were poor. So rather than keeping that, they cut off the whole toe. So I didn't have to buy like a big.
You're like, we're not coming back here for seconds.
So I didn't have to buy a wide
Do the job
and a regular.
So you really have to buy one regular shoe and one wide shoe?
I would have. I think the doctor said I would have if I would.
I have patients that do.
Yeah, that would.
And like we have to write a prescription, and insurance reimburses them for both pairs of shoes.
Ooh, I should do that. Can you write me a prescription about my?
I can.
I don't know what I need.
What insurance do you have? You don't have insurance?
I do. I just don't know what the.
You don't have insurance?
I do. Promise.
What is it?
It's about to change too. No, we've had it forever. We've had it forever. No, it's what are the major insurances?
Aetna, United.
Nope. United.
Okay, I have United.
I'm like, no, United.
Yeah.
It just slips my mind. Now that I'm getting old,
yeah,
things like I know this, but I.
Well, and what's so crazy is I have had since 2018, like my memory has been shot from all these fucking psych drugs and all this stuff. I'm just like, fuck. It was a good thing I was on disability and not working, but like I was just so foggy, and then we come here and I'm like, oh, so and so.
Yeah, you're right in there.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna bring back Sam. What's the elixir for it all? He's the antidote for my brain farts.
And it's true. Antidote for it. Okay, that makes sense.
Do you want me to break it down for you?
Nope, got it.
You got a whiteboard? There's a reason why they call it white.
I'm telling I'm Mexican. I do that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And like at practice, I'm like, people are trying to tiptoe around who's who, and I'm like, hey, who is that kid? And the long hair? No, the black kid. I can say that, but
yeah.
Mr. Whiterson can't say, or feels
Flanagan.
Like he can't say that. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm not going to tiptoe around. I mean,
in this day and age, like everybody's so PC about everything. And
I'm not, and I get away with it all.
I don't have a job where I can't not be sensitive.
You have to.
I now have on my questionnaires for my geriatric patients.
Yeah, that's what.
What are your pronouns?
Has anyone ever said anything different?
No, yeah. I get a lot of pissed off people
that you ask.
What the fuck are you asking me that for? And then they get up and leave the waiting room. I was like, all right, well, good luck with that gangrene.
I could have helped you.
I could have popped that zit on your forehead.
You would have too.
Staring at a mile away.
Anything before we close it down? Anything you've been wanting to ask me forever because I know sometimes with long-time friendships, you're like, I've always anything that about anyone that I was interested in, dated or didn't, or doesn't have to be about that. Anything, period?
There was one girl. She had a unique name. Nisa.
Never dated her.
I wanted you to date her so bad. And Teresa nearly decapitated me at her bachelorette party.
Why?
Because she's like, hey, Amy, why don't you all tell us about how you wanted to hook Sam up with whatever her name is. Yeah. In front of fucking Cheesecake Factory. And I'm just like, I just give her the fuck you eyes stare. And I'm just like, bitch, you want to go toe to toe with me? It's on.
But she's Mexican.
Now I like her.
Well, everybody does.
I didn't like her at first.
Well, but that was probably you, though.
No, she doesn't like me.
Well,
she probably likes me now. Now that I'm less threatening, I'm chubby. And
she doesn't know you now, so she doesn't not like you or not like you. There's no.
I used to watch her jewelry stuff on Facebook. Oh, yeah. It just made me feel connected to you, even though we weren't hanging out.
We still have a bunch of that jewelry. I'm like,
for $5.
$5 jewelry.
You still do it?
No, but I mean, just because I don't know.
Could you buy the product? It's like Mary Kay, but with jewelry.
I'm sure, yeah.
It's a pyramid scheme.
I mean, it was good for her.
Why'd she stop it?
I don't know.
Because you made her pregnant and barefoot?
No, that we were done with kids when she did that.
Yeah, why'd you guys only have 2? That's my question. Why'd you guys only have 2?
Because I'm older, and I didn't.
How old are you
right now?
Yeah.
49.
When's your birthday?
May. Isn't that weird?
We're having a huge party. That's so crazy because I'm 43, but like you in my head, time has stood still. Like I know you're older than me.
Right.
But not older than 43.
Yeah, I mean, I used to say I know
you're going to need a colonoscopy
43.
next year.
Yeah.
And shingles vaccine.
Well, I had a colonoscopy already.
You didn't ever eat poop and blood? Or was it your Hemis?
No, because I have diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis sucks.
That's like rough. To the point where if I have it again, I want to just go in and take it out. Cut the
bowel out, yeah.
But me being a realtor and I was busy, I couldn't say do that because I would be down for a time and I couldn't afford to do that. Just give me the 4 days in the hospital and then I'm out and back to working again.
Yeah.
So now
you went to school for it, so you know the time frame.
What did I miss? What did I miss here?
So you think you'll be back to work after 4-day hospital stay?
Well, I went to.
You'd be on clear liquids for like a month.
Oh, if they cut it out? What do you mean? Because
they have to resect your bowel together, so you don't want formed stool pushing.
No. The 4 days was me going to the hospital for diverticulitis, not them cutting it out. That's a 4-day process, pretty much. I have to get on clear liquids. I have to get on the the meds that heal. Antibiotic.
Meds that heal.
And I
don't know. Ask a flat earther.
Like, oh, I'm glad you asked.
That's how I lost my toe.
But then the whole thing with there, you have no water. You can't even have
IV.
Water. Yeah, all IV. Yeah. And you have to have a bowel movement.
TPN, before you can go home.
When you start eating, you can't just start eating a sandwich.
Do you want to know a gross fact?
No.
You have 8 pounds of poop in your body.
Right now?
At all times.
Ooh, I do want to know that.
So if you have a colonoscopy, you have to do the bowel prep for it, and like you shit turds from 1982, like that you didn't even know that you had in there. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I feel good. Like I lost 8 pounds. Well, yeah, the minute you start eating, it just goes right back.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll get the tapeworm. Go down to Mexico and get a tapeworm.
Can they for sure get it out?
They can't for sure.
And then I won't do it.
So I gotta go to Mexico.
If they can for sure get it out,
I did have both my weight loss surgeries in Mexico.
Wait, time out. If you have a tapeworm, they can give you something that'll kill it for sure, right?
You can take like an anti-parasitic, but
there's no 100% guarantee it's gone. Okay, then I won't do it. Yeah. If there was like, throw me a tapeworm and I'll see you in 2 months. What you got? I'm going to eat. I'm going to do what I need to do. That thing's going to grow and it's going to poop it out.
It's not like a leech.
I don't care. If you
get all fat and swollen to just fall off.
If you could just take a anti-parasitic, whatever you just said, and it would die for sure, take me up.
Don't you think people would be doing that? That's what the Kardashians do.
I'm sure some people do that.
They do that.
Do that.
Do. Mm-hmm. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't do it unless there was 100% sure that they can get it out. But on that note, I sweat a lot. Thank you for joining us. And on our, did I say 7th or 8th? 7th.
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 Episode? 7. Lucky number 7.
That's why you're on, because Lucky 7?
Because my birthday is July 7th.
That's why. So we appreciate you. I know we've had all kinds of random talks and everything.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe. Need you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in and break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. Then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2, we don't need no pause. You with Misty, we gon' get tipsy. Don't need a power shot.
Copy my steal.